The Craft sequel gets a Blu-ray release. Mill Creek, Arrow, and Criterion announced their new March slate. And Paramount unveils the 15th entry in their new Paramount Presents line. All this and more in the next Physical Media Report. Stay tuned. What's up, everyone? I'm Ken with Mid-Level Media, and welcome back to another awesome edition of the Physical Media Report. This is episode 36. This is the week of Christmas, guys. It's a very exciting week as far as like getting together with family and getting presents and all that great stuff. But as for the Blu-ray releases, it's not so exciting, but we're going to get into it in a bit. We do have some announcements to cover, a lot of really cool announcements to cover today. But as far as like what is coming out new this week, not so much. But before I get into everything, guys, I want to ask you guys, please, if you haven't yet, if you are discovering me here for the first time on this show, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Become a subscriber of Mid-Level Media. I do all kinds of great 4K, Blu-ray, movie-related content on this channel. Just hit that subscribe button and be a part of this community and watch my Physical Media Reports on Monday, my Blu-ray hunts on Tuesday. I do 4K reviews. I just did a 4K review of Tenet this past weekend. Also did a streaming review of the new Netflix original film Mank last week. So all kinds of content on this channel. I did a Half Price Books challenge hunt over the weekend where I went into a Half Price Books and I saw exactly how many pieces of physical media I could pick up for $11. So if you like that kind of stuff, if you like physical media based content, if you like movies, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, guys, don't forget, before you exit the video, before you end the video, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Every single like will help this video out, move up through those YouTube algorithms, help this channel out, help more eyes get to it. I hit 1,000 subscribers about 2 weeks ago. I'm on the road to 2,000 right now, so it's super exciting. I would definitely appreciate any help that you could give me to expand this brand, to expand this channel, and allow more eyes to see it. And also, guys, comment down below anything that you're excited about this week. I know there's not a whole lot to be excited about, but if there's anything that you are picking up, any past titles that came out weeks ago that you might be picking up. I know this month was very front loaded, so you might not have been able to grab all the stuff you wanted in those first couple of weeks. Maybe you can now because there's not much coming out this week. But yeah, guys, we're gonna go over all the new announcements. We're gonna go over some deals for you guys, maybe some last minute Christmas ideas, and also we're going to talk about the top 5 Blu-rays and top 5 4Ks for the past week, which is always interesting during the holidays to see what Christmas movies and stuff people are buying. And we're going to cover, what is new this week. And then at the end of this episode, I'm going to unveil what I'm going to be doing for the rest of this week, because I have some Christmas festivities and shows and stuff planned, and I want to reveal that to you at the end of the episode, so stick around for that. But let's go ahead and get started with the news, guys, because Criterion has unveiled their new March releases. We have Celine and Julia Go Boating. That is being released on March the 16th. We have Defending Your Life, starring Albert Brooks and Mel Street. This is probably the most notable title of these Criterions. That is releasing on March the 30th. Then we have Secrets and Lies releasing on March the 30th, and Tuca Buca releasing on March the 9th. So at first glance, guys, to me, like, I'm a little disappointed in this lineup, if I'm being honest. And the past couple of Criterion announcements have been a bit disappointing, in my opinion. They don't have a lot of the marquee titles. I think with the Criterion announcements, at least month to month, you need at least one kind of marquee title. Like A Marriage Story, like An Irishman, like a Parasite. Something that's going to get people excited, like The Elephant Man, something like that. Like, not necessarily like a very well-known movie, but something that is going to appeal to film fans and really pop with your lineup. And to me, what I'm seeing with these March releases, and pretty much the same with February last month, I'm not seeing anything that just pops out to me as like must own. But these might be excellent films. Cinephiles may love these films. They may know these films. They may be excited for this. As far as me, as somebody that's just delving into Criterions more, nothing that strikes me as must own. I mean, you have that Albert Brooks Meryl Streep film, but that's pretty much it. So a little disappointing for Criterion in the month of March. But let's get into what Arrow has in the month of March, because they unveiled their March slate as well. We had The Invisible Man Appears. That is releasing on March the 16th. Then we have The Invisible Man versus the Human Fly. That is releasing on March the 16th as well. Then we have The Bloodhound, which I believe is a 2020 film, releasing on March the 23rd. And then we had this awesome looking, which I have on the thumbnail of this video, which I believe I talked about a couple of weeks ago, if not last week. But this awesome American Werewolf in London steelbook set from Zavvi, a Zavvi exclusive. That's releasing on March the 29th. So from what I understand, that's the same set that Arrow released back, I believe in October of 2019 is when that one came out. I do own it. That's like my favorite Arrow set that I own. That is releasing on March 29th. The Arrow set is coming in that steelbook. That's an awesome cover on the steelbook. It's an awesome set. As you see, there's a set with the slip cover and a box set and cards and all kinds of collectible stuff with this set. So definitely a lot to get excited about with Arrow in this month. I mean, The Invisible Man appears, The Invisible Man versus the Human Fly. Those sound like really interesting, like early 40s, 50s monster movies that I might just have to check out at some point. But Mill Creek also announced their March lineup, guys, and we have some very interesting titles from Mill Creek coming in the month of March that I'm getting ready to dig into. But the first one that we're going to talk about is a classic, I believe from 1992, starring Sylvester Stallone, and that is Stop! I'm about to shoot! The famous Sylvester Stallone comedy that was kind of a bomb back in the day. And this is getting a retro VHS slipcover. So for those of y'all that don't know, Mill Creek has released tons of these retro slipcovers that are super awesome, but they don't always go along with the best movies. We got one right here for the new kids. These are the two I got, and Hudson Hawk, which is another ridiculous movie starring Bruce Willis. But they're awesome covers. I love the way they do them with the VHS kind of slipping out of the cover right there. They are releasing 4 new ones in the month of March, and they've got 4 other ones coming out in February. So next year, at least at the beginning of the year, is going to be a big month for those retro VHS slipcovers that Mill Creek is kind of known for at this point. So we have Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. That is being released on March the 9th. All these retro VHS slipcovers are being released on March the 9th. Then we have Gorillas in the Mist, with starring Sigourney Weaver. That's a retro VHS slipcover. We have Gold Diggers, The Secret of Bear Mountain, which is getting a retro VHS. And then The Babe is releasing a retro VHS as well, starring John Goodman. So I remember watching The Babe when I was a kid. That was actually a pretty good kind of sports biopic. So the thing that strikes me the most about these 4 titles is they're all very interesting titles to dig into. Gold Diggers has Christina Ricci in it. Gorillas in the Mist. That sounds like a really, from what I've gathered, that's a pretty prestigious film right there. And then you have The Babe, which is a pretty well-known movie as well. So this is a really interesting, kind of good lineup that Mill Creek has this time around. So I'm super excited to hopefully get all of these from Mill Creek when they arrive in March. So we also have My Girl 1 and 2. Is supposedly coming out from Mill Creek. And then they're re-releasing, or not re-releasing, but they're releasing a rad Blu-ray, I believe Blu-ray Steelbook in this month as well. And of course, Vinegar Syndrome just did the rad Blu-ray a couple of months ago that sold out and everybody bought it, and then everybody was selling it for like $150 on eBay. So Mill Creek's got a rad Steelbook coming out next year. So maybe, hopefully I'll be able to pick that up as well and be able to check out Rad for the first time, because apparently a lot of people love that movie. So let's go ahead and get into the other announcements, guys, that came out this past week. We have Iron Master arriving on Blu-ray from Code Red on April the 13th. We have Love Story, which is Paramount Presents' new line. They're number 15 in their new line. That's coming out on Blu-ray on February the 9th. And I believe what's notable about this movie, I've never heard of this movie, but it has Ryan O'Toole in it, who, if you don't know who that is, that was the lead in Barry Lyndon. That was Barry Lyndon and Stanley Kubrick's Barry Lyndon. I only know that because I just watched that film for the first time recently. But yeah, Love Story is number 15 in the new Paramount Presents line, coming out on February the 9th. That is a line that I need to catch up on. I've kind of lost track. I know I made it my mission to collect all of them, but I stopped at 7, I believe, with Ghost is the last one I got, but I still need to get a few of those to catch up, because I do intend to catch up at some point. But we also have Hunting Ground being released by Mondo Macabre. We have Sleepless coming to Blu-ray from Scorpion on April the 6th. We have the very excellent Mr. Dundee arriving from Lionsgate on February the 16th, which that's an interesting one right there, because that's a movie. It's starring Paul Hogan, but it's a recent movie. It's in 2020. I guess I don't know if it's like a documentary or if it's another Crocodile Dundee movie. I was kind of looking at it, but I didn't look into it too much. But it looks interesting. I mean, I'm a fan of the old Crocodile Dundee films, so, you know, to see an old Paul Hogan come back to that franchise, maybe Indiana Jones style like Harrison Ford did, and do another adventure, that's cool. I could be down for that. But that is coming out on February the 16th. Then we had the Ten Commandments 4K, which came out a couple of weeks ago. I forgot to cover it last week on last week's episode. That is coming out from Paramount on March the 31st. So that cover looks really cool. I know a lot of people commented that they didn't like the cover, but I kind of like how it kind of looks sort of animated. I don't know. I like the cover of this. So I believe it or not, I've never seen the Ten Commandments movie. So maybe now this will give me an excuse to watch the movie. We also have Short Circuit 2. The box set for that is coming from 88 Films on March the 3rd. So this is a really cool looking box set right here. And I don't think I've seen Short Circuit 2. I know I've seen one, but I don't think I've seen the second one. So it's interesting they're coming out with this. And I don't think they released the first one, a special edition set for that, but I could be wrong about that since I'm just getting into really like covering 88 films. So Short Circuit 2, the box set, tons of special features and collectible stuff within this set, so it looks awesome, guys. But that does it for all the announcements this week, guys. It was quite a few announcements this week. So, you know, good on the physical media people for giving us something exciting to talk about this week on the Physical Media Report, because God knows we don't have a lot to talk about in new releases. But before we get to that, we're going to cover some deals, guys, because here at the Mid-Level Media channel, you know, we want to save you guys a buck. We want to help you guys. We know times are tough. You can't go out every single week and spend $300, $400, $500 on all these new physical media releases. You got to kind of wait. You got to pick your spots. You got to wait for the deals to come. And I'm here to break it all down for you, to cover these deals, to help you save some money. You know, it's Christmas time. We're all spending extra money on buying gifts for people and stuff. We got to save some money. So let's go into some of these deals, guys. And the one that's kind of sticking out to me right away is we have that Godfather Coda, which came out a couple of weeks ago. I believe it was $14.99. Now it is $11.99 on Amazon. You can buy that right now. Another big one, guys, that Friday the 13th box set, the one that I actually paid like $160 for, but that was with the collectible poster and all that stuff. That is actually $109 right now on Amazon. So if you missed out on this set, I highly recommend it. I've only gotten through 7 movies. I am going to complete those slasher reviews at some point with the other 5. But so far, I'm absolutely blown away with this set. Just the packaging, the extra features, the transfers, everything in this set is awesome. I highly recommend it, especially for $109. That is a fantastic price for that. We also have IP Man, which came out, I believe, last week. That is $51.99 right now on Amazon. We have the Spirited Away Steelbook for $17.99. We have Westworld Season 3 on Blu-ray for $15.99. That is a great deal for that, guys. And if you want a family feel-good movie for this time of year, we have A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood on Blu-ray for $10 right now. That is a great deal for that. Chernobyl on 4K is $27.99 right now. That special edition of Back to the Future with the hoverboard from Amazon, the 4K of that is $58.99. We have the Bourne, all 4 Bourne films for $39.96. Some of these I believe I've covered at least within the last week. Let's see. I'm not sure if this is a deal, but Blade on 4K is $22.99. I kind of thought that that's what that was originally, or maybe it was $24.99. But we have Total Recall on 4K for $13, guys. Makes me feel stupid for buying it for $18, but okay, it's a great deal for you guys. We got Game of Thrones, guys, the complete 8 seasons for $179.99 right now, guys. So great deals for all this stuff. 1917, the 4K of that for $13.99. We got the 3-film Jumanji Shed on 4K for $34.99. Let's see. Let's go through some of these other ones. Death Becomes Her, the Shout Factory release of that, which is like one of my favorite Robert Zemeckis films. That is $16.09 right now. So that's a really good deal for that Shout Factory release. Really good movie too. I highly recommend that movie if you haven't seen Death Becomes Her. That's one of my favorite Zemeckis films. The Flash Gordon 4K set is $37.99. It says it's a deal, but I don't know. It doesn't sound like much of a deal to me. All right, so not seeing too much else here. We do have Serendipity still on sale for $4.99 for all you John Cusack, Kate Beckinsale fans out there, romantic comedy fans. If you want to pick up Serendipity right now for $4.99, it is right there available for you. So with that, guys, let's get into what came out on top this past week. Now, this is for the dates of December the 5th through the 12th, so this is always a week behind when we go into it. I guess they have to wait for the numbers, but this is in prime Christmas season, so it's going to be interesting to see what Christmas movies, what holiday classics came out on top this week. So for the top 5 Blu-ray sellers for this week, we have Mulan on top with at number 1. We have Dr. Seuss's The Grinch at number 2. Now, I believe, I don't know, I'm guessing that that's probably the 2018 version because the other 2 is called How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's their title. So I'm guessing that's the 2018 version at number 2. So then at number 3, we have The Godfather Coda, The Death of Michael Corleone. That's actually very interesting that is number 2. Number 4, we have National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, of course, a holiday classic, one of my favorites. And then at number 5, we have Elf. So another holiday classic right there. All right, guys, so let's get into what came out as far as the top 5 4Ks this week. So we have Total Recall 4K. That is number 1. So that's interesting. I guess that price drop maybe helped propel it up the ladder a little bit. I still need to watch that on 4K. I do intend to do a review of that at some point. We have The Lord of the Rings, the motion picture trilogy on 4K at number 2. Then we have The Hobbit, the motion picture trilogy on 4K at number 3. We have Top Gun 4K at number 4. And we have Midway, which has been out forever, but that is still in the top 5 of the 4Ks. I know that comes in there every now and again. That in 1917. Those are both kind of battle for which one's going to be the number 5 spot from week to week, it seems like. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Let's get into the new announcements this week. What is coming out this week? Because I can tell you right now, I'm going to have to come up with an idea to create an interesting Blu-ray hunt for tomorrow, because we are not going to see a lot in stores tomorrow because there is not a lot of stuff coming out tomorrow. Right away, guys, and I don't expect to see this in stores, maybe at Best Buy, but we have an Akira Blu-ray Funimation box set, which looks like a cool box set. Akira, I've never seen the movie. Like I said, I'm not a big anime fan. I do want to see it at some point, though, because it is one that a lot of people say is a legitimately good movie. But yeah, Akira, if you're an Akira fan, this looks like an awesome box set to dig into tomorrow. We also had The Craft Legacy arriving on Blu-ray from Sony. So I haven't heard good things about this one. I love the 1996 Craft. That's all the Craft I need. So I'm not going to be picking this one up tomorrow. I can tell you that right now. We also had The War with Grandpa starring Robert De Niro. That is being released from Universal on Blu-ray tomorrow. So another Robert De Niro comedy. To be honest, I'm not really into all that stuff. I've seen Dirty Grandpa. His other comedies that he came out with in recent years, he hasn't really been in a great comedy, in my opinion, since the Meet the Parents movies. But that's just my opinion. You could love his comedies, but he's kind of carved out a niche for himself in these comedies. But if I remember correctly, I think some people said The War with Grandpa was actually pretty decent. So I might check it out at some point, but to be honest, it's going to be a while till I get to it. Warner Archive, though, has 3 new titles coming out this week. They have The Shop Around the Corner, they have It Happened on Fifth Avenue, and they have The Best Years of Our Lives. All 3 titles coming out this week. And unfortunately, Kino Lorber has kind of left us hanging this week. They're usually the most consistent Blu-ray company as far as like releases week to week, but nothing from them coming out this week. We have a lot of obscure stuff coming out this week that I'm not really going to dig into because it's a lot of titles I've never heard of from companies I've never heard of before. Maybe it would be nice to spotlight them all, but I'm not going to do that here today. So with that, guys, that is everything coming out new this week. Like I said, not a whole lot that's coming out. I'm going to have to do some interesting things with my Blu-ray hunt tomorrow to keep it fresh and interesting for you guys. But with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and end the episode today. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and shed some light on some Christmas festivities that will be going on this week on this channel. I've got some fun videos lined up. Of course, tomorrow I'm going to be back with my Blu-ray hunt. That'll be on tomorrow, Tuesday. Wednesday, though, I'm going to be doing another 5 movies I need you to watch right now, Christmas edition. So I'm going to be recommending 5 Christmas movies for you to watch, hopefully on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day with your families. Some of them might be a little under the radar. Some of them might be well known. It just depends on what I come up with, but I'm excited to do that video. And then on Christmas Eve, guys, get very excited. I'm going to be doing my top 10 Christmas movie music. Anything from themes, scores, just random tracks within Christmas movies. I'm going to be covering those all in my top 10 Christmas movie themes or music of all time. There is a lot of them, guys. I could have honestly done like a top 50, but I'm going to try to whittle it down to top 10. That is going to be a video that I am going to play the music a little bit within the video. I don't care if I get demonetized or flagged or whatever. Hopefully the video doesn't get taken down, but I would definitely appreciate your guys supporting that, checking out that video, giving it a like, because YouTube's probably not going to promote it too heavily with the music involved. But I can't do a themes music video without the actual music in there, at least a little bit of the music within that video. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, guys, you know, I'm gonna film this ahead of time, obviously, because Christmas Day I'm gonna be with my family, but I'm going to put up a 4K review of It's a Wonderful Life. So I just watched that movie this past week. I'll save my thoughts for this review on Christmas Day, but definitely excited to get that one out there. And then on Saturday, I plan on dropping my review for Wonder Woman 1984, the new HBO Max movie, HBO Max original movie. Imagine saying something like that a year ago. This freaking blockbuster superhero film is arriving on streaming, but it is coming out on streaming this weekend. So I will be doing a review of Wonder Woman 1984 on Saturday. Sunday, I also plan to do another review. I plan to do a review of Soul, the latest Pixar film that is also dropping on Disney Plus on Christmas Day as well. So excited to do both of those reviews over the weekend. Then, of course, next Monday, I'll be back for the Physical Media Report, and I'll have a whole new exciting list of announcements for New Year's week. So definitely a lot of stuff to get excited for on this channel, a lot of stuff that I'm very excited for. So definitely hope that you check out all those videos and all of my content. I would be very thankful for you to do so. So with that, guys, we're going to end episode 36 of the Physical Media Report. Definitely appreciate you checking out this show today. Leave me a comment down below, anything that you're excited about coming out this week, coming out in the coming months. Which Criterion, Arrow, Mill Creek release are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.